Hello all of you and welcome to another episode of SLAPP, episode 4. And tonight we are going to slap a very serious issue, and I think it's going to get a lot of us pretty emotional. On that note, I must just say that if you are at all sensitive about the graphic images that we're going to be showing you tonight, please don't watch. I've been crying my eyes out all day doing research for the show, but at the same time I do think it's real, raw stuff that all of us need to pay attention to. Environmental issues that ultimately affect us all. Tonight's topic is canned lion hunting, and ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to say about this. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask Pete in the control room to please cut to our first clip for the evening, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, please know it does contain graphic footage.
Captive hunts begin at the cash register. A zebra costs $3,500. So does a bison. An endangered Dama gazelle is $1,000 more. The fee buys a guide, a fence, and a guarantee. The hunter will make his kill, because the fence confining the animal during a captive hunt means there's no chase, no chance, and no escape.
Ready? Whenever you're ready.
Well, captive hunting or canned hunting involves shooting animals in a fenced enclosure from which they cannot escape. It's an open-air slaughterhouse for wildlife.
Captive hunting ranches, where fenced-in exotic animals are killed for sport, can be found from Texas to South Africa.
Canned hunts are killing. There's no sport involved. That animal is not going to get away from you.
On a captive hunting ranch, the animal may not want to get away from you. Many animals killed during captive hunts are hand-raised.
They lock up some habitat, place domesticated animals in the habitat, and then you're just going to go walk in, basically walk up to your animal that's basically tame and shoot it.
A guaranteed kill doesn't guarantee a quick death for the animal, as seen in this undercover footage from a hunt for a captive Corsican ram.
The hunter was using a bow, and he did not want to damage the portion of the animal that he was going to hang on his wall. And this made it one of the most brutal, drawn-out, bloody, long-lasting kills I have ever seen in my life.
Even without fences, another hunting practice called the contest kill offers little chance of escape for wildlife.
These contest hunts are worse than some other types of hunting because there are so many victims.
Just to the left of that little building, there's a family of them over there.
The rules of the contest kill are simple. Whoever kills the most animals wins.
Right there. Right there. He's standing straight up.
It could be prairie dogs, or it could be coyotes, pigeons, or some other animal. It's just amassing a body count as a competitive hunting exercise.
Donuts and GPS-equipped hound dogs have proven formidable weapons against one of high-tech hunting's favorite targets, the bear.
They're here merely to kill a bear for trophy. It has nothing to do with pursuit, it has nothing to do with hunting.
They chase them with packs of radio-collared hounds, and they lure them to piles of garbage and grease so they can shoot them for a trophy on their wall.
As with many captive hunts, it's a trophy the hunter is reluctant to damage, with a shot that will quickly end the animal's suffering. But for tens of thousands of animals, there has been an escape in recent years from this unsportsmanlike assault on wildlife.
We're seeing some great progress. Dozens of states in the last couple of years have banned internet hunting. We're seeing more states banning canned hunting. We're seeing advances in so many different areas.
To kill an endangered Dama gazelle costs $2,500. A springbok is twice that. But the cost of saving wildlife under assault from unfair hunting practices is much less expensive.
Every person can help. They can educate themselves on humanesociety.org about hunting issues, and they can be involved politically in the fight to stop the most unfair and inhumane practices.
And we're back. Sorry, guys. I've been doing research on this all day. I'm feeling pretty raw at the moment. I cannot express to you how much conflict this topic gives me, because I love wildlife. I really do. I'm in this business because I want to bring positive messages across. And this was a tough one for me, because I'm going to be putting forward certain viewpoints that you might not necessarily agree with, but I think you need to hear them anyway. You know, no matter how many tears I cry, or no matter how many tears you cry, and I know you've been crying tears because you've been telling me how much you've been crying. Lisa, I tried watching yesterday, but just can't. Is it Lindy? She's not watching it. Kathy, have it covered and sound muted. Please tell me when the clip ends. Kathy, you can watch now. It's safe. Kim, I'm not a violent person at all, but I believe if you're going to chain an animal up so you can hang its head on a wall, then the same thing should be done to you. Guys, I agree with all of you, 150%. But we have a serious situation on our hands here, and I'm going to speak to you bluntly. Hunting is going to happen, whether I cry buckets of tears or whether you cry buckets of tears. No matter how much we cry, no matter how angry we get, the reality of the situation as I see it is that this isn't going to stop overnight. People have hunted for thousands of years. The fact that it has become a warped, sick practice like what we saw those guys do is deeply upsetting to me. The crux of the matter is that canned lion hunting is one of the major issues that our conservation has faced. I mean, this whole expose about canned lion hunting happened here in South Africa. And the reason why I wanted to also bring this up is because yesterday a law was passed in one of our courts whereby the Predator Breeding Association was dealt a massive blow when the courts ruled that canned lion hunting could only take place under the proviso that lions that were bred for that purpose are able to live in a natural environment for a period of 24 months before being hunted. Now that all sounds very fantastic and idyllic, but ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you now that I don't think that's going to work. And I don't think that banning canned lion hunting is going to work either, and I'll tell you why. These guys that are so warped that they have pleasure out of maiming a beautiful animal, that they take pleasure in taking its life, that they take pride in having a trophy up on the wall, we're not going to stop them. It's a mindset that needs to be changed, and I'm sure that you'll all agree with me, one of the hardest things in this world that we can do is actually change someone's opinion. As a person far wiser than me once said, where there is opinion, there is no argument. I'm just going to put the question out there. Do you not think that it is better for us to acknowledge the fact that these hunters and these guys are out there, and that whether or not a practice is banned, they have the money to bypass the legal systems, to go undercover and go on the black market and still obtain what they want? Because I have to tell you, when I was doing this research, it really took a hell of a thing. C.L. Geldner has just written into us to say there is a difference between hunting and can hunting. Now, I have to tell you, I agree with this statement. I do not think people who engage in canned lion hunting actually have penises. I think that it is a coward way. I think that it shows zero sportsmanship. It also shows me how